Okay. New journal entry. You have something new to read. AV. Camp. What's this? Camp Coulter. Coulter. Hardly the spring I had been hoping for. Hosea and I had been planning a robbery of our own in Blackwater, but I guess that's been abandoned along with most of what I own. I am profoundly concerned as to what happens next. Once we leave this place or the law finds us cowering up here, found a girl, well a woman I should say. Her husband had been murdered by some of Colmo Driscoll's boys. Nasty business. Writing out. This is so cute. Leviticus Cornwall. Seems Colmo Driscoll had the same ideas as us. He's been hiding up here, scouting out the train he wanted to rob. We bumped into some of his boys at some farmstead they was robbing. We found that poor woman whose husband they had murdered, and she's now riding with us as she ain't got no place better to be. Then Dutch being Dutch, and his hatred for Colm being just as powerful as ever as it was, whole bunch of us went to pay him a visit in his camp, but he escaped. We grabbed one of his boys. Poor bastard ain't spoken yet, but he will once we freeze him a little then set Bill on him. Been a bad few weeks, but we're mostly still alive. Dutch being Dutch is busy making plans and figuring out just how we're going to survive. And Dutch being Dutch, those plans involve robbery and dreams. Dutch is a bit of an idealist. He likes pushing his agenda on people. I mean, he's good with it. He makes people follow. Horseshoe Overlook. Oh, this is my place. Finally, a thaw in this god-awful weather. We got off the mountain and rode east into some pretty enough country called the Heartlands. Ain't been this far in east. Ain't been this far east in many a year. Hosea seems to know the country a little. Ain't been much of a spring. Now hold up at a place called Horseshoe Overlook, outside of some dumpy little cattle town, name of Valentine. Dutch seems a little better. His eyes are sparkling once more and I can see he's thinking a little clearer. I think we all feel a little happier, in spite of Blackwater and that whole mess. That's Bill, right? Yeah, that's Bill. Headed into Valentine with Uncle and the girls. Girls went scouting at work while Uncle and I had a few drinks and he explained more of his theories on existence and barefaced lies about his past. Things took a strange turn. Some fellas seemed to recognize us from Blackwater. Guess we had been holed up there too long while Hosea and I scouted the job that never was. I chased the bastard. And he nearly fell off a cliff. I spared him and he gave me an ink pen. I hope I won't regret my leniency, but I reckon he got the scare of his life. Jimmy Brooks was his name. Arthur Morgan is a smart man. Met some old drunken Valentine. Claimed he was a shootist. Seemed more like a clown. Some poor fool was writing a book about him, or trying to. Levin was the name of the writer. Jim Calloway was the killer. Apparently, Levin needs more information. Asked me to find a few folk who have spent more time in publicity than me and knew old Jim back when he was a real killer. Their names are Emmett Granger, Flaco Hernandez, Billy Midnight, and Black Bell. Sounds like a troupe of clowns. We shall see what kinds of people those who want to be famous murderers is. My hopes are not too high. Wild carrots, reaping time. Herr Strauss is back lending money and I'm back collecting it. The work mostly revolts me and shames me. Somehow, robbing people honestly with a gun and fists is less repellent than robbing them fully in accordance with the law. It'll be the usual sort of desperados: sick farmers, pregnant maids, lovesick young men, and other dupes desperate enough and stupid enough to take Strauss's terms. As a usurer's life may be a comfortable one, but it is foul work. Mm. Indian tobacco. Comb would just slip through our fingers once more, and I saw my own life slip through mine. The gentle buffoon we kidnapped up in the mountains took us to a cabin. We were planning to kill Comb, but he had just gone elsewhere. We shot a bunch of his boys, and one was about to end my life when Kieran shot him. This feud, it's bled out from Dutch and Combs' mutual hatred into a loathing that permeates all of us and all of them. Still, I found quite a shotgun in the cabin. That's a cute rabbit. That's Hosea, right? Yeah, that's Hosea. Took a day off and went off hunting with Hosea. He really seems to be getting his strength back a bunch, although he was lucky not to die as this big bear he'd been after turned on us. I thought when we was stuck up in the mountains that the cold and the misery would kill him, and we'd bury him like we buried Johnny and Davy. But he pulled through, and he'll live a while yet. I love Dutch like a father, but in many ways, I love Hosea even more. He's kind and fair and like a human being. Dutch is something else. This bear was also something else. Size of a goddamn hotel. It was, and mean with it. But that's the legendary beaver. Golden. What's that? Golden current. Black Belle. What a woman. If she was younger and I was in the market for a woman to go killing with, what a pair we could have made. She told me old boy Calloway was a poseur and a liar. Big surprise. I met Granger. I cannot think of a single man I have enjoyed seeing dead more than this bastard. Oh, it's my alarm. Pig shit, and hatred, and he still threw a knife at me. Valentine. Went off drinking with young Lenny. Thanks to my own peculiar genius for trouble when drunk, the evening did not go quite according to plan, but somehow, neither of us got killed or arrested for murder. I mean, we got arrested, of course, but not for murder. At least I don't think it was for murder, because they let us out. Whole thing is a bit of a blur, somehow. I know, whole thing is a bit of a blur. Somehow, I don't imagine that the saloon owner in Valentine likes me very much after the mayhem I have caused there. Smithfield's Saloon. Yarrow. That was a good read. I love that. That was a good read. That was a really good read. Arthur seems like a really nice, grounded guy. He's really someone you can root for. He just seems so in touch with who he is, I guess. And I think that's super sweet. I think that's really good to have. I love Arthur. He's so cool. Anyways, just go and grab food.